We're back.
We're back.
We're finally back. We've been away for a month, which we will fill you in all about. I hope you missed us.
I hope you missed us too, because we missed you. But
yeah, we did.
We're really happy to be back in the studio.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
good.
And so we upload every 2 weeks, but because we've missed a month, this week in June, we will be doing 4 episodes.
Yeah. Amazing.
So we'll be catching up.
We're going to be booked and busy, guys. We'll be filling
yeah,
you
don't
in
worry.
on
We're going to give
everything that
you
we're up to.
a full update. But first things first, welcome back to the Summer Lovin Podcast. It's your favorite husband and wife duo here to bring good vibes and good energy. My name's Hassan.
And I'm Summer.
And yeah, let's get into it. So what we're going to do, we're going to update them a little bit.
Let's tell you guys what's been going on, because it's been so long.
Firstly, I just want to say I am kind of recovering from like a cough. So if I tilt my head to the side and cough, I apologize. I don't mean to bring these coughs to your ear, but I'm trying my best. I've got a cough sweet in my mouth as well to try and battle the cough.
Yeah.
If I laugh, I'm gonna go into a coughing fit. So
Maybe we've got to keep you really serious.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah, keep me
no
there.
laughing.
No laughing, really serious. No, I'm
No
joking.
laughing.
Basically, what I also want to do is just a little bit of sort of like housekeeping about how our podcasts work and stuff. Because we film in advance, that's why sometimes we might mention something in one podcast and then you will hear about it like 2 or 3 weeks later. So some of our podcasts are going to be a bit more updatey, a bit more real life in terms of what's going on. And then some of them are going to be a little bit more scenario based, a little more like, I don't like
that.
A bit more random. Or, that's the kind of vibe I think we're going to go for. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys like a little bit of update. So in case we like mention, we're going here next week and then you don't hear about it for like a month. That's why it's because we just film in advance.
Or maybe it was a disaster and we didn't want to tell you.
It could be that as well. Right. Okay. So we've been away for a month. What have we been up to? Where should we start?
I think maybe before we sort of like kind of jump into the podcast, guys, we didn't really want to record this podcast without just talking about what is going on in Palestine right now. It is absolutely awful. But we just wanted to remind you guys to turn up to as many protests as you can, sign up to many petitions, speak out, use your voice, boycott where you can, and just donate any like small amount wherever you can. There are a few charities. I know there's Operation Olive Branch, there's the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Those are kind of like the two main ones that come to mind, but there are so many charities, Doctors Without Borders as well, I believe, all working to kind of help out whoever is there and the families that are trying to get themselves to safety or really need your help. So yeah, just make sure you're doing what you can, and we will do what we can and really truly and hopefully put an end to the genocide.
100%. Very, very well said. I think the one thing I think is important, and this is one thing like I urge you guys to do. Don't take our word for it and take, or what we're saying or what we think. Don't take what you see on social media. Go and actually research it. Go and read up on what is going on over there, and not just what's gone on in the last 6-7 months. Go look up what's been going on for the last 70 years and actually research it. Actually, like, don't just go and read one source, read multiple sources and actually understand what is happening and understand why it is such a bad thing that's going on and why it's such a crazy thing that's going on. I guess I can say. Because I think that's what's important. I think people don't actually know, and sometimes, you need to understand. You actually need to know what's going on, and I think that's important. So yeah, I would say, please, like, if you can, take 5-10 minutes out, read up about it, actually understand what's going on, and then do everything that Summer said as well. Join the protest,
listen to
use your voice. You guys actually have a voice, and it's something you need to use, especially in a time like this. And it's true. I mean, yeah, we've had a crazy month, ups and like a lot of ups, and it's something we can't forget. We can't forget about our brothers and sisters that are out there that are suffering. And yeah, like, please just take your time, actually research, look up what is going on out there, what's been going on out there, and then do what you can to help in any way that you can.
And listen to and amplify Palestinian voices in any way you can. So yeah, let's move on and let's update.
Right. So let's go. Okay, so let's circle back. We dropped, I think, our last episode in April, like end of April. So basically, end of April, we actually went on honeymoon.
Yeah,
finally.
I only been married like a year and a half, guys. Finally made it.
But yeah, so we went on honeymoon, which was like incredible.
Yeah.
We are going to actually do a whole episode where we just talk about traveling. We're going to talk about majority, like mainly our honeymoon. We went to Singapore, Bali and Malaysia. So we're going to do an episode about traveling. We're going to talk about that trip. We're going to talk about our travel tips, XYZ.
And it was incredible. We have so many stories. So yeah, but we'll go for everything that's happened since, because we sort of got back mid-May and then we've just been busy.
Yeah,
busy.
100%.
So okay, so shall we start with the football season ended? So shall we start with
we're starting with FPL again.
We'll start with FPL.
Okay. We'll keep it short and sweet. We're not going to talk about FPL too much.
It's finally come to an end. I mean, guys, I'm really proud of myself because I stuck it out through the whole season, and there were honestly times when I didn't think I was going to make it, because the deadlines on a Sunday or a Saturday, or sometimes at 9 a.m, sometimes at 1 p.m, sometimes on a Wednesday, there were so many chances that I could have tripped up and not done my team. Unfortunately, guys, I didn't beat Hassan. I don't really know if that's a shock to anyone, but I mean, it was tragic. It was tragic because I really did try, but towards the end, he managed to like inch, like about 3 places above me, and there was just no way that I was catching him up. So that's kind of why we had issues, but it's fine. We
okay, all right, okay.
We're on to kind of like, I don't know, we got to prepare because I literally was threatening retirement. So
anyway, all I want to say is Summer done fantastic. It's her first time doing FPL. It's actually quite tough if you don't know what you're doing or you don't watch a lot of football, and she done fantastic. To be fair, she only finished like 80 points behind me, which isn't I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not in the grand scheme of things.
But guys, I was really far down the league, and because our league's tiny, you're just looking at yourself down near the bottom of the table.
Yeah, but you did really well in that other league that we're in, when there's loads of people. You done really well. So anyway, I do
just love, because Hassan always cheers me on, guys, and even though every week, even on the days when I was doing bad, he'd be like, "You're doing like really well," and I'd be on like 40 points. So honestly, it's one of the things I love about you, and you managed to cheerlead me through the whole season, and now you've actually managed to sign me up for another season. So
yes, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Do you know what it is? Is that with FPL, it can be very frustrating, especially when you first do it, because you're like, you will make loads of changes, or you'll do different things, or like you'll have a player and then they'll perform, and then, or you might have a player who's not performing, then you'll switch him out for another player who's technically in form, and then they don't do anything, but the player you've taken out does do something. So it can drive you mad, but it's one of those things you just got to learn. Like it's just the way it works. You can't, it's out of your control. You've got to make an educated guess, and you've just got to pray that it all comes through. And
it didn't come through, guys, for me.
No, but you done really well. That's what she doesn't understand. She actually done really well.
It didn't come through.
But
I'm coming for you next season, so it's fine.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to play FPL, but we're going to do it by each game week. So whoever gets more each game week will get a point. And then we're going to do a mid-season review. And whoever's got the most points at mid-season is then going to get a prize. And then whoever is winning at the end of the season also gets a prize. So this does make it a little bit easier for Summer, because there's times when she will beat me by like 1 or 2 points. But in terms of a league, if I win by like say 30 points in one game week, and then she wins 4 game weeks, but it's only by a point, it's not going to work in terms of the grand scheme of things. So this does give her a bit more of an advantage, because all she's going to do is get higher than me. And then and then we'll see what happens and see where
it's a deal.
It goes. So let's see how that goes. But what we will do when we do set up the FPL, we'll do we're going to do a public league.
We'll give you a league code, and then it would be really cool if everyone from the podcast could be in a league.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you can all give me your secret tips.
Let's see if any of your girls jump on it. Any of your girls that want to join, bar Soph.
Because she's an expert.
Because she's an expert at FPL.
She's really good.
If they finish number 1, top of the league, at the end of the season, I'll give them a prize.
Okay, fine.
They can negotiate a prize with me.
Okay, fine.
And we'll do something like that. Let's see if any of them jump in. But I'm not going to give them reminders like I gave you. So they're going to have to be on it.
Are you still going to give me reminders next season, or are you going to drop it?
No, I will.
You're going to drop me like a rock.
No, I like it. I did remind Summer every week because it's just, do you know what it is? I know the feeling when you forget a week on FPL. It's so disheartening. I didn't want that for her, so I always reminded her. So I will carry on reminding you because I don't want you to have that disheartening feeling. Disheartened. Oh God, can't talk. What is going on? We haven't been here for a month and now I can't talk. What is going on? Right. Okay. Cool. So that's the FPL update. What else have we got to update him? Taco House. We finally made it.
Yeah, we finally made the Taco House.
We finally made it.
Finally. I think it was literally a few days before we went away, actually.
Was it before? Oh, yeah, it was actually.
Yeah, it was before,
we went on honeymoon. We finally managed to have it. I mean, it was the third time trying, so third time's the charm.
Third time lucky, yeah. But we actually also had, we've got a TikTok up about it.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah,
so
of course.
If you guys want to have a little look about on how we got on, then you can check it out there. But we loved it. We loved the guys there. I know we've said this before, but yeah, we loved the guys there. The food was so good. I think it was gone in about 3 minutes. It didn't even last that long on the plate. 3 of us went, us with Hassan's little brother, and yeah, we loved it.
So yeah, no, like really, that is the dish that they are famous for, and it's a taco pizza. Exactly what it says on the tin. Was so delicious, 100% recommend it. We're going to be going back. We're going to take all of our family and stuff whenever they're down in London. We're going to hit up that spot. But yeah, 100% recommend it. That place was incredible. But yeah, we can close the chapter
of
the Taco House saga finally. Because we finally went and we had the taco pizza.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool. Yeah. Right. What else have we... do you know what? Because basically, so normally I actually plan the pod, so I know what's coming up. But today, Summer's planned it, so I haven't got a clue what's coming up. And I just keep looking over like, what are we talking about next?
We're going to be talking about our books because we've been reading. We have been reading. Finally.
Yeah.
So I actually used to read a lot when I was younger. I was a massive like bookworm. I loved to read, and I would just pick up a book and just devour it. And then I think how does it even happen? You just get older and then you just stop reading.
Do you know what it is? It's not that. I think it's in this day and age, it's very hard. Like there's so many distractions. To be able to yeah. So anyway, Summer's a bookworm when she was young. Yeah. When I was young, I was a bookworm. Like my mum always goes on about it. When I was in year 4, how many books I used to read and all of this. But I think even like through high school and stuff, I did read quite a bit. But yeah, no, like definitely stopped. I would say my reading was very much non-fiction.
And you're a massive non-fiction reader.
Last year, I wanted to start reading more. Summer's brought me into the world of fiction. This year, we've started on doing a little bit more, and
it's been going
now
really well.
It's like a bomb's gone off for both of us, and we're just reading constantly, both of us.
I actually read somewhere, it was quite a while ago now, but because I sort of started reading like loads of non-fiction books, kind of like when Atomic Habits came out, and like all those types of like self-helpy, like how you can set your goals and how you can do better in life and like how you can make better decisions and be a leader and all of these things, which kind of you sort of think, oh, okay, it would be really good for me to sort of read all of these. And you kind of like leave fiction behind. But I actually read somewhere that as adults, it's really important to read fiction. And I agree. I think it's just such a good escape from your daily life. I think it's just so good to feel like you're reading a story that's about someone else, that you're not reading a self-help book where you just are constantly relating it back to yourself all the time. And we've read some really good books. We started reading sort of like, we did read a few books last year, but this year we've really got onto it, and I don't know, I think we can recommend a few.
So where I've got back into reading fiction was through Thursday Murder Club. So it's a really good book. It's a murder mystery.
And it's a series, right?
Yeah, it's a series. So there's 4 books, but I think originally I only bought the first 2. I've only just got the 3rd one because obviously we've read a few books in between. But
also because it was so difficult to find. We literally went so many places to try and get our hands on this book, guys. And actually Richard Osman, the author, has now written the 4th one and released it. And it's new and it's just come out. And we couldn't find the 3rd one anywhere. So the 4th book was everywhere because it was new. And then we just couldn't find the 3rd one.
It was really strange.
In so many places.
Loads of stores had 1, or they might have had number 2. And then all of them had number 4.
All of them had 4.
But number 3 was like almost nowhere to be seen. So it's interesting. I don't know. It is going to be my next read. It is going to be the next read. So let's see.
And then one that we both read, actually. So we sort of like, we took books on holiday with us.
Sorry.
It's okay. So we took books on holiday with us, actually. And one of the books that we actually bought was Silent Patient. And I didn't realise how many people have actually read that book. Because actually when I took it into work, and there are 2 girls who sit really close to me, and both of them had read it and were telling me while I was reading it like how amazing it was. But that's one of those books that you just literally could not put down. Like you just could read and read and read and read and read.
Did I pretty much read the whole thing on the flight back?
I think
Majority of it.
Yeah.
I think majority of it. That was like insane. I would 100% recommend that. Yeah, so it's called Silent Patient. I can't remember who it's written by, but it's
kind of like a thriller. Would you call it a psychological thriller? Maybe.
I wouldn't even call it I don't know if it's maybe a thriller. We could call it a thriller, but it's not really scary, if that makes sense. But I would say it's very fast paced. And I think that's what I really like. I like it when a book's fast paced. I don't like reading stories where there's like dull moments.
No, which is funny because I don't think Thursday Murder Club is always fast paced. I think Thursday Murder Club is an easy read. No, do you know what it is?
Thursday Murder Club is an easy read, but I think it is because what happens is it darts from different perspectives.
Maybe, yeah, actually, yeah, it does, yeah.
So it will be like, so it's very light. I would say Thursday Murder Club's quite light-hearted. It's not too intense, but it's very quick-paced. And yeah, it's just, I feel like that's a fun read, if I would say. That's how I would describe it.
And it's funny.
Yeah, there are funny parts in there as well. So
each character, because it's centered around 4 characters, so each of the characters have their own little different things, and then they tell all their stories, and yeah. But I think Silent Patient was just so crazy because it was so fast-paced, and then towards the end, in the last 60 pages, there's a huge twist.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Which you just never see coming. I never saw it coming. 100%. Did you guess it? How'd you guess it?
No, I hadn't. I didn't think what actually happens. I didn't guess. I did think there was some other things that took place. I know this is going to sound so cryptic, but the thing is, I actually don't want to give it away to any of you
because we want all of you to read it.
Go out and read it. Get the book and read it. So we were away on holiday, and so we read Silent Patient, which was awesome. We also read we read American Dirt, we read Tomorrow, and we read, and
then I actually read Thursday Murder Club the first.
Yeah, so those are the books that we
But we kind of read them one. We read them one after the other, so it kind of was actually kind of fun because actually sort of we've listened to Peter Crouch and Abby Clancy's podcast, right, guys? So what they do is when they go on holiday, they actually take 2 copies of like a book or 2 books, and then they read them at exactly the same time so that they can talk about them. And I think when I first heard that, I was kind of thinking, I was like, oh, I really want to do that. But it was actually really fun to read them one after the other.
So we didn't buy 2 copies of every book. What we did is I read American Dirt first.
I read
Summer read Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we basically swapped. But one thing I noticed very quickly, or I noticed, is that Summer reads things, mad stuff's happening, and she has no reaction. Like, there is no reaction. So American Dirt is one that I would definitely recommend to buy and read. It was such a fantastic story.
Oh yeah, incredible book.
It's about someone trying to escape Mexico and make it into America, and obviously there's like the threat of the cartel and stuff. Excellent book, really good story. You connect so easily with the characters. It
really well written.
Honestly,
like,
I
so
would actually genuinely say
as well.
The only book that has almost brought me to tears. It was that good. I think Summer almost cried at one point as well, and it's amazing because we actually almost cried at different points in the story.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool, I guess. But I guess it just shows how good the book is. Definitely recommend that. But in that book, there's so much mad things happening, and I'm reading it before Summer, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. Obviously, I can't talk to her about it.
No, but he'd be sat down reading the book, and he'd be like, oh my god. And
I'm very vocal about it, right?
Really
because obviously we discussed the books about if we're enjoying it and stuff. So I'm like, oh my god, and then we swap, and it's so funny, right? Because we swapped books. Someone's reading it, and I'm like watching her, like, oh my god, is she gonna get to this bit? Is she gonna get to this bit? And then things happen, and she's just like not even bothered, and I'm like, what is going on? Then I'm reading the book that she was reading. So Summer read Tomorrow. And then I read it second, and I'm reading it and like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, this person's so annoying, or this is going on, da 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 da. And I was thinking, you didn't vocalize any of this.
But do you know what we've realized actually? So what I do is when I'm reading, I don't think I'm reacting. I mean, other than obviously crying, fine, or like being shocked, but maybe I'll be so shocked that I'll just pause reading for like a few seconds. But I just so want to know what is happening next. I'm not like, so I can't even. I can't know what feel the feelings. Well. I have to read what happens next. There's no like waiting. You have to keep going.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just funny. It's just so funny.
Tomorrow also was really good. I think
It's a love story, but. It's
not your traditional love story.
Yeah, not a traditional love story. And it is so irritating. Like, it just winds you up.
But in the best way. So not irritating, like never read. But genuinely, I think the thing that we found was both of us, when you were reading, I think both of us were just talking about how all of their problems could just be solved by communication. But then I feel like that's such a paradox for actual real life, because that's life, basically, isn't 100%. It? You can solve so many things, but people will leave things unsaid, or they won't.
Yeah, but I don't even know if they leave things unsaid. I don't know, man.
Or they don't
read it and let us know what you think.
Whatever.
Read it and let you know what you think. Let us know what you think. I just think, to be honest, I would say with Tomorrow, it kind of rests on one character, and that character was like. They just done too many things that weren't nice. And I think if they were actually a bit more mindful about what they were doing.
You're so cryptic. Sadie Green.
So yeah,
read tomorrow, and then let
I'm
us
sorry
know
that
what
we've been really cryptic, but the thing is,
we don't want to give it away, because we really want you to watch.
If you actually
not watch, read.
If you would like us to delve into books and actually like tell you what it's about, give you a bit more details, let us know. We can do it, because I don't think this is not going to be the end this is not going to be the end of us talking about books.
Oh yeah, because we're going to be reading forever now.
We've ordered 2 or 3 more, and
yeah. I think there's just, do you know what it is? I have in my notes literally such a long list of books. Like, anytime I see a recommendation somewhere, or someone posts it on their story, or someone at work talks about a book, or whatever, one of my friends is telling me about a book, or whatever it is, or we go into a bookshop and then someone's recommended it to us, I've got it all in my notes. So you can just never run out. But I think we were talking about on holiday as well, like how it's so interesting that Kindle, I know people who have Kindles and they love them, but I'm just so old school. I just love her, but I just love the feeling of having the book in your hand, turning the pages.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree. I prefer having a book.
I think the Kindle makes sense, because then you're not filling your suitcase with like 8-10 books or something, let's say, if you want to take them. But
like we were.
Yeah, we were actually so funny, because we were pulling 2 books out of one suitcase, 2 books out of another, two were in the carry-on, one was in Hassan's like bag or pouch or whatever, and I had one in my hand. We had so many in like different places.
It was good. So another book actually I read recently was Shoe Dog. So I started that a little while ago. I finished it recently. I would say I would definitely recommend it as a book as well. That one's a really good one. That one is basically the story of Nike and how it was formed and how he created the company. And yeah, it's a great a great account of his life and what he did and how he formed it. So that's another one I'd definitely recommend.
I think you said it was funny as well at times as well. So it's
100%.
It's not just story, which...
It's just some of the things he'd done. So like as an example, I can give, this is not a huge spoiler. He had this worker and this worker was a bit crazy and he would just like... The worker would almost kind of harass him with questions. And obviously back in those days, you write letters. And the letters would come to him and he would just ignore them.
He just didn't want to write back.
He just didn't want... Like, honestly, I think it's just so funny because I think he started writing back and then he just goes, the guy never ends. And then you would answer one question and he'd write back with like 17 more. So he just stopped... Yeah, he just literally stopped writing back. And I don't know, I always think of it as like so funny that you've got an employee like asking questions. And I think at that point, they didn't have many people working in the company. So it's not as like you've got hundreds of employees, but it's just as one guy messaging him or sending him letters. And he's just like, yeah, okay, bye.
Do you know what that makes me think of? Do you know what I feel like? It definitely will have died out. But you know how before phones were such a big thing and before socials were like such a big thing, how fan mail probably was such a big thing. You know, for like artists and like actors and footballers and whatever, and like they must have got fan mail so much, and do you not think it's crazy? It must have died out. Not completely died out, but obviously completely died down because that was the only way people could contact them back then. You don't think it's died down like that?
I think you'd be surprised. I think people still do get tons of fan mail, but it's just about where to send it.
Yeah, true. People are probably harder to track down now
because you know, like.
But the thing is, super fans always find a way. I will say that.
100%, but it's like people show up to people's houses now. It's crazy.
Yeah, nuts. Crazy.
But yeah, that's another book recommendation. 100%.
And then we'll just let you guys know. Do you know what I was thinking? It would be quite cool if we could start a book club, guys. If we all read a book together, that would be quite cool. That would be quite fun.
That would be quite fun. Let us know. Like, yeah.
Maybe we could start a channel on our Instagram or something for people that want to read. So we're not just spoiling the books for everyone on the podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
Someone innocent's just going to stumble across our podcast and we'll have ruined like 3 books because we're talking about them.
I could look into it. I could find a way.
I think that would be quite cool.
Yeah, maybe like, I don't know.
If that's something people want to do.
Yeah, or we could do like a book for the month as well. So obviously everyone's quite busy. So it gives everyone a month to read it and then we can, I don't know, do a little review. And then maybe we keep that as not part of the podcast but something separate.
Yeah.
So we could upload like our review of it, what we thought. And then you guys can just jump in the comments and let us know as well. Yeah, let us know. Like if that's something, I mean, I'm happy to do it.
I think that'd be really cool. And if actually, guys, if there's actually anything that you think like we should absolutely read, like let us know because
100%, guys, come alive in the comment section. Let us know.
I love
what book should we read next. Yeah, what should we read next? What should be the book that we need to read?
Yeah.
Sorry, this is really random. It's popped into my head. I don't think I've actually got you to read it yet. There's a book which I don't know. I just really like this book. It is kind of, I guess, a non-fiction book, but it's called Who Moved My Cheese.
Do you know, I saw that in the bookshelf today. Literally earlier, I saw it in the bookshelf. And
you can literally read that book in 30 minutes. That's how quick it is.
What's it about?
What
would you say, like, what's the topic?
I think what it does is it summarizes different characters amongst people. Right? And basically, you read it and you get to the end and you're like, you're either the first one, the second one, or the third one.
Right, okay.
Right? And it kind of makes you and then you kind of think, if you're one, you kind of want to move to be the other. So it's about mindset and stuff like that. It's quite a good book.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Right. What's next on the list?
Let's have a golf update. Go on, Hassan.
Oh my god. Yeah. So basically, I'm not in the last month or at least, well, there was a good 2-3 week period where I wasn't able to play. But yeah, have started up recently, got back into the swing of it.
Back into the swing.
Yes.
What a pun!
Ha ha ha. But yeah, no, I've got back into it, really enjoying it. I've been posting a few golf TikToks, which was inspired by one of Summer's friends. And yeah, so I've posted that and just having fun with it. And actually, some guys gave me a tip in the comments, and I applied it this week when I went, and it worked, and it's fantastic. And this weekend, I'll be playing my first round of golf, my first 18 holes.
On a course.
So it's going to be a humbling experience, because everyone always says when you play golf for the first time on an actual course, it's very difficult. I've got some new golf shoes which come in. Summer's found some great golf attire for me as well.
And hopefully it's just not going to rain. I think that's genuinely the only thing I really hope for you, because
I'm not even thinking about that.
We're going up north, so
I'm not trying to put any negative spin on anything. But yeah, no, honestly, really enjoying it. I think now as well, because the weather's good, hopefully I can just go and play after work maybe one day as well, or on the weekend. Like, it's going to be going to be quite good, quite fun.
Yeah.
A fun experience. And the thing is with golf, like, it's so, I don't know, I feel like it's quite addictive, because you will be doing really well, and especially on a driving range, right, you'll be pinging like a ball, like directly straight, exactly this kind of distance you want, and you've got that consistency. And then you'll go for another set of balls to play, and then all of a sudden you've just completely lost what you were doing before. And it's like so frustrating, but it's like there's a drive there, and I think I'm going to enjoy it even more when I'm on the actual course.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm really excited. But yeah, that's my hobby. That and reading, I guess, is what we've kind of like accelerated recently.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got to find a dance class, but I've actually also decided that I'm going to get into jewelry making, because I've just seen some stuff and it just looks so cool and so fun. So nothing too serious. I'm not going to be like soldering any beads or any clasps or anything together. No,
you're not going to get the blowtorch out with the goggles. No.
But yeah, I think I'm going to start small with like a little charm bracelet and find some charms, and then you can like personalize it and do it for yourself. And yeah, I just thought it'd be something cool, something just funky.
So you're the jewelry maker, I'm the golfer, you know,
sporty, arty.
100%. What hobbies are you guys doing? What have you guys, like, let us know. Like, if you're listening, tell us what kind of hobbies you're doing right now, what you're looking to do. Like, let us know. Tell us in the comments, man.
And if anyone actually, do you know what I was going to say? If anyone knows a good paddle spot, then let us know, because we're actually
Paddle? Paddle or paddle?
I read it's paddle. Is it not paddle?
Honestly, I have no idea. But I've seen YouTubers like call it paddle.
Okay, maybe it's paddle.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but
anyway,
no, but I thought we found a spot, no?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go there. It looks like is it in Hackney or is it in Hammersmith?
I thought it was in Ilford.
There is a place in Ilford as well, but there's a place in Hackney as well, I think. But yeah, we found some places, but if anyone knows of any other cooler places for us to go and play, that'd be cool. We went to go and play ping pong actually the other day.
Oh yeah.
We had a date night. Hassan planned it actually. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, guys. He told me it was a surprise, and I was seriously thinking that he was gonna take me for golf. So
oh my god, this is so funny, right?
Very well disguised.
I was just like, oh, so basically it wasn't much of a surprise. Like, we went to play ping pong. It wasn't anything elaborate. I just said, come meet me in Central. I'd finished work, so I was like, come meet me in Central, we'll go, it's date night. And I was like, just come through and just don't worry about it. We'll just come through and have fun. Don't think about what we're doing or whatever. I've got it sorted. And then... But then do you know what the problem is, guys?
Hang on.
We got there, we saw table tennis and stuff. We're having a great time. And then someone goes, oh, I was talking to Mum, and, you know, she was convinced you were going to take me golf.
It's because it's the first thing she said. She was like, it's not golf related, is it? And I was just like, I don't think so. But also, do you know what the other thing is? I love a surprise, but the problem is the outfit. It's like, what do you wear? Are we doing an activity? Are we going to be moving around? Am I going to get, you know, sweaty? Am I going to be I don't know, we're going to be sitting down, whatever. So that was kind of, I think that was my conundrum. But then you said that you didn't think we'd be, you said it was an activity, so that's what made me think it was golf. But yeah, we went and we had a good time, actually. Ping pong's like such a cool, it's such a random, not a random thing, but it feels like a random thing. It's just so easy, so chill. Yeah, really cool.
No, it was good fun. We had a good laugh.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Something a bit different, something we haven't done together as
I'm improving my hand-eye coordination, which I was always told at school that I was not good.
You weren't that bad.
Do you know the thing is, I think I've always been able to dance, and I thought that, you know, that was fine, but I think it just didn't always translate over into PE. I think it was that and my fear of getting smacked in the face with the ball, I think was maybe part of the reason why I wasn't really coordinating too hard when it was, you know, a basketball or a netball or whatever. But
you were scared about getting hit with the ball in netball?
Yeah, in case someone threw it at me and then I didn't catch it. Imagine getting dashed in the face. You'd be such a loser.
What could happen? What are you on about?
So I ran from the ball, guys. I think...
You don't run in netball.
I know you don't run in netball, but
well,
I'm talking about figuratively. But yeah, consistently in my PE reports, should go for the ball more was actually.
That's actually really
in my
funny.
Reports. To be fair, I think my parents just found it funny.
I find it funny now.
But you know, God loves to try, guys. I did try, but at some point I just stopped trying.
At some point I just gave it up. I couldn't be bothered.
I was a relay racer. I loved relay racing. I loved rounders. You know, a good game of rounders in the summer. You know, you always knew when it like got to that good point in the summer when you were playing rounders.
We used to play softball. Not rounders, but softball was really fun. Softball's I'll be honest with you. I know this is going to sound really bad, but softball is basically baseball. It's basically, I think softball, the ball itself is bigger.
Right.
But it just felt like...
It's not soft.
Nah. It's hard. It's really hard.
Why do they call it softball?
This is what I'm saying. I don't know.
That's really random.
They got in America, they call it American football, but the ball barely touches their foot. They're carrying it the whole time.
True. No, but they throw it. Oh. Yeah, no, that's... Sorry. Yeah. Not football.
Right, okay, cool. What's next? Come on.
All right, well...
the host is like...
No, so I actually had a question, so...
She's slacking off. She doesn't know what's going on today. Come on.
Hassan, did you always know what you wanted to be when you grew up?
No. I think I changed so many times.
What about like when you were first like young, little? Like, you know when people say like, what do you want to be?
I know what you mean. I just can't remember when I was young.
What did you want to be?
I can remember in high school, I think in high school I know this is going to sound crazy, I wanted to be in finance and banking at one point. And then I got towards A levels, and then I wanted to do physics, and I wanted to go down that route. And then from there, then obviously, then I moved into business, and I wanted to do business. But I can't remember being crazy young and thinking I want to be an astronaut or I want to be this. Like I think it was only in high school where I started thinking about what I want to do.
I feel like
and it was something banking and finance related, and then it moved into the sciences, and then I think it's gone towards business, and then obviously now marketing, right? So...
Well, I feel like you sound like you were kind of like a go-with-the-flow kind of child.
100%.
Maybe not a big dreamer, but I just always wanted to be a vet. Really, really always wanted to be a vet. Like, I had a vet kit, and I had, like, the videos where you watch, like, day in the life of a vet. I used to literally watch Animal Cops every single weekend. And then, I don't know, at some point, I think I got scared. I think I didn't want to have to treat a snake.
I'll tell you what, one funny story. I don't know if I told you about this. So, we got to go on a trip to the Royal Veterinary College, which is, I believe, is a veterinary university in London. We got to go do a trip, and we got to do a tour. And then at the end of the tour, they took us through, I guess it was like open surgery.
Really?
Or like, but they were like...
On what?
Dead animals, right?
Oh my God.
So I don't know what it's not open surgery. No, it's not surgery, because obviously they've passed away, but obviously they're doing tests on these. No, they're doing these tests obviously on these animals that have passed, and they're like cutting them up and doing whatever. And we got taken through that thing, which was like, I wouldn't say it was traumatizing, but it was very much like, oh my God. I knew then I was definitely... I won't be no doctor or anything like that. But I won't say who on the podcast. I'll tell you after. One of my friends fainted.
Do you know there was always one person? I think, you know, in science as well. I can't remember. I think it was year 9 or maybe it was year 10. And our teacher did a frog dissection, basically. And
they fainted at that.
2 girls, I think, in my class passed out or had to leave because they were about to pass out.
Oh.
But they themselves weren't doing it, but I think it was just the idea of the dissection. I think it was too much for them. For some people, you know, it's difficult. They can't handle it. It's all right.
Right.
Sometimes you're a bit young. What can you do?
Yeah, literally, what can you do? Oh, right, come on. What's next on the list?
I think that's everything.
Are we done?
Yeah, I think
we've gone for everything. Up. Wow.
Yeah, I think we can wrap up. Oh, actually, wait. I've got a joke to tell you.
Oh, go on then. Let's hear this. Come on.
What does a house wear?
What?
A dress. A dress. What does a house wear, Hassan? It wears a dress.
Well, that is one way to end the episode, I guess. Oh, God. It feels good to be back. I'm sorry that I've been coughing a lot. I know I've apologised already, but I feel bad. But, yeah, it feels good to be back, man.
Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the pod.
Definitely. Follow us on Insta. Follow us on TikTok.
Be sure to us on YouTube, on Spotify.
Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week because we're doing weekly episodes this month.
Very soon.
So we'll see you very soon. And
thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.